Alright. You guys want me to look at the bathroom, right? Yeah. 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 All gender restroom. 1,000 years into the future. And I guess we just never figured out how to surgically turn a man into a woman. You know, in a weird way, that is... In a weird way, that is actually, that's like depressing on a level that they should be depressed about, but they're too stupid. They're too fucking stupid to get how actually depressing that would be in reality. Hey look, another all genders bathroom sign. Someone hanged themselves in the all gender bathroom. I wonder, what is that? Can we get a good look at? Oh, I can't really tell. It looks like a man's body, kind of, or just a really flat-chested woman. I don't know. All these people, and they couldn't improve on the original. All these people, and they couldn't improve it. Yeah, I'll say OG. I will say OG. The only problem with the OG is you just have to do some fixes to get it to work properly on PC. But, that's it. I mean, they tried to improve certain minor issues with the original, but they added so many more. For my overall thoughts on it, it's like one step forward, two steps back, essentially. So, they added a lot of wokeness and diversity shit for absolutely no reason except to get free money from BlackRock, which of course all the shill reviewers are defending or, you know, underselling or whatever, because of course they are, because everyone is a goddamn pretender who doesn't believe in anything except money. Opinionated Junkie, thanks to the $2. No more remakes, AAA. Yeah, no more remakes, please. I saw it. I've seen the level 6 suit. I know it's they have skull, it's like a skull helmet now instead of like a more military type of thing. So yeah, like the diversity stuff was like they race swapped two people in the Hellion. They and gave them more significant roles. They fucking made what's her face? I already forgot her fucking name. The hydroponics chick is alive for no fucking reason, just to add to the twist at the end, which I think honestly just takes away from it. They added a million clues that Nicole's dead. So when the reveal comes, it's like, who wouldn't have guessed this? A baby? And a baby shouldn't be playing this game. So, you know, seriously, there's no way anyone was shocked by the twist in this one. No way. Impossible. I mean, well, I say that, but some people are really stupid. But the point is, no average intelligence person is going to be fooled by that. EA has an ESG page, whoever just wrote that about motive. Even if they are true believers, it doesn't matter. The EA has an ESG page. But let's see, what are other downgrades? They fucked up Impalement by giving it auto aim, which, like, what? Why? If you're gonna put auto aim in a game, make it so you can turn it off. They have a normal auto aim, obviously, which is off for mouse and keyboard, but they have an auto aim for kinesis that you can't turn off. It's like, what? Why would you do that? Did you fuck it up? Was there a bug and this was a band-aid fix because you guys couldn't figure out how to fix it? Why would you make it work that way? And basically, you can't target limbs with throwing sharp objects anymore. Is basically the short way of saying what I said. Let me think. They nerfed the plasma cutter too hard, I think, because it doesn't even stun enemies anymore, which is a huge, like, fucking huge nerf. The damage, when upgraded, seemed about the same, probably. But, the fact that it couldn't stun enemies made it... Honestly, there probably is a better gun to use in that slot than the plasma cutter now. I'll probably have to fuck around and find out. fuck around and find out. I'll probably have to mess around to see what's better, but the contact beam was probably the best gun, at least from the ones I played with. The contact beam was just really good in this. Force gun seemed good, but it could only really knock enemies on their ass, like Dead Space 3. Like Dead Space 1 and 2, it would actually knock all the limbs off the enemy too, once it was upgraded. That's okay, I guess. I mean, I'm not hating on that balance change because Force gun was a little too good also. Um, what are some other real downgrades? There's not that many. I mean, I'd say a lot of stuff is just a side grade. I think the lighting is the side grade where like some rooms look awesome, some rooms are way too dark for no reason. The AI director's kind of like a side grade too. Like I don't think it made that much of a difference at the end of the day. I mean, maybe on maybe for a replayability factor it helps because then you can't memorize every encounter. Anthony 101, thanks $5. I can't describe it, but playing the OG gave you a certain feeling the whole time playing it. I didn't get that feeling at any point during the remake. Yeah, there's the voice acting. I forgot to mention that. The voice acting's downgraded too. Hammond is way too robotic. Um Isaac sounds kind of, I don't know. I guess they were trying to make him sound a bit more like a pussy or something, which is fine, I guess. Like that's okay because it's his first exposure to the necromorphs compared to Dead Space 2 and 3 where he's just like Dead Space 2, someone described him as like a schizo badass, and I think that's probably appropriate. Ranger Boo plays terrible game, $65. Hi Mauler, Kiwi Farms is watching you right now. Please do something stupid as your thread is getting boring. Yeah. Um what are some other final thoughts? I don't know. It is not enough different really here to make me care about this remake. I mean, they made those two turret segments better by not really making them turret segments. That's good on them. They changed how you get around the ship. When you first get to each new section of the ship, you don't take the tram. You actually have to navigate there through other new rooms. That's a good idea. Um but man, just the stuff they fucked up, it's like, why? Some of the stuff, too, I just think all the stuff they added related to Nicole and Mercer, the guy who makes the Hunter, that stuff's just, I don't like it. Like, they're bringing in plot points from Dead Space 2, but then, like, then what is Dead Space, if they remake Dead Space 2, what's that going to add to the plot? Because they just used all of the plot points, basically, for this one. Opinionated Junkie, thanks $2. Nicole is bad. Yeah, Nicole looks 50. Like they made Isaac look 40, which, you know, it maybe he's supposed to be 40. But Nicole looks 50, which is just fucking brutal. She's compared to what she looked like in the original. What were some of the Nicole clues she was dead? Can you specifically name and list them? Yeah, the voice acting is too hammed up. Isaac sounds like a snowy soy. What the fuck? Also, how faithful it is. The main giveaway is in the second or third conversation with Mercer where he says that the reason we should activate the convergence event is so that Isaac can he basically implied Isaac had lost loved ones to see loved ones again. And maybe you could say, oh, it's his mother, because he does reference his mother a few times in the game. But just the way he said it, and like Nicole acting weird and not like a human, is already kind of a giveaway anyway, and that was something in the original too. But the fact that, you know, even there was one line where what's her face? Kendra says Isaac says something about Nicole, and Kendra's like, yeah, she's quite a survivor or something, you know, something like that. And I'm just like, okay. I don't know, there's too many nods. There's too many fucking nods. Yeah, some of the animations look off. Man, this is too big a task for me. I'm just a lazy fuck. I still have 700. Yeah, I know. 700 people are watching a black screen and me just give my thoughts at the end of the game. Necromorph design game music downgraded. Well, I never really noticed the music much in the original, but the Necromorphs do look a little bit less uncanny, which is definitely a downgrade. My boy Isaac was smashing young Box at 40. That's probably partially why they aged her up in Dead Space 2, because in Dead Space 2 she looks unrecognizable as well, but like now she looks like a decade older than the Dead Space 2 one, which is just not good. The thing with this is there's no one problem that's super horrible, just a million small issues. Exactly, Hazmith, exactly. Now you see my dilemma. You see my dilemma. How do you convince the normies or whatever, the fucking people are gonna dislike bomb my video into oblivion, that a million small problems add up to being a big problem? How do you tell them that? Because they're blinded by like, oh my god, look at how good the graphics look. You know, it's just like Demon Souls Remake, right? It's like, at what point do the cracks begin to show and you start, you know, understanding there's clearly something off about this? I was supposed to be taking a break because the Dead Space remake really did not inspire me to make a review. It was simultaneously not good enough nor bad enough for me to have anything interesting to say. To give my very brief thoughts on it in case you didn't watch the streams or didn't read the community post, I think they improved a lot of gameplay elements, the combat being faster like Dead Space 2, and the weapon rebalance changes are great. Changing those two kind of shitty turret segments and making them more engaging was a good idea. Completely changing the layouts of a bunch of rooms and changing up some of the objectives, some of the new story details, all of that stuff was good. But like I said in the community post, the devil is in the details. I really think they fucked up a lot of the horror elements here. Part of that was the necromorph designs look less human, which really takes away that uncanny valley factor. A lot of the animations look jank and cheap. I mean, when a game from 2008 has more fluid animations than a modern AAA release, you know something's fucked up. A lot of the sound effects weren't nearly as satisfying either. Honestly, they could have just ripped the original ones. I would have been completely fine with that. These new ones sound way too muted, especially the plasma cutter, which used to sound and feel great, and now it's been nerfed to almost being as bad as the pulse rifle of all things. And then, of course, there's the wokeness thing, which I've talked about at length, and of course, people were spurging out about it, even though it's obvious to anyone paying any amount of fucking attention. So just one last time, I'll go over these wokeness changes, if you're curious. One, the Hellion crew has been diversified, notably one now being a black woman. Now, ultimately, it doesn't really matter considering she dies in the first 30 minutes, but for some reason the devs thought that was a good change. The most notable one, the one you've likely seen, is the all-gender bathroom. Not unisex bathroom, the all-gender bathroom. 400 years into the future, and we couldn't figure out how to turn a man into a woman, apparently. Someone hanged themselves in the all-gender bathroom. Of course, I can't forget the obvious one, that Nicole looks 50 now, probably twice the age she was intended to be in the original, and yes, I know they modeled her after the voice actress, much like how Isaac Clarke now looks like Gunnar Wright, who vaguely looks like Adam Sandler. But that's just laziness. I hate this trend of modeling video game characters after the actor because they just want to take the cheap route with this motion capture technology. This is not what these characters is supposed to look like. This is just distracting. Another big one is the poster art that is all over the Ishimura. In the original, it was generally a mixture of white and Asian people on the posters. I mean, the ship obviously has a Japanese name, so it made sense to have a lot of Asians. But in the new version, a very large number of them have been blackwashed, and I mean specifically blackwashed. It's funny, they even race swapped Dr. Kine from white to, I'm assuming, Middle Eastern. I don't know, he's brown. And I'm assuming they did this because Dr. Mercer, the guy who makes the Hunter, aka the Regenerator, is Middle Eastern, so I guess it would be bad optics if the evil doctor was brown and the good doctor was white. And look, I already know the people who hate somebody like me are going to ask, well, why does any of this matter? You're just nitpicking. You're just looking to make it political. Well, if it doesn't matter, then why did they change it? They changed it to, quote-unquote, add representation, and that does matter. Unless you're going to come out and say you don't think representation matters, but no, you know it does, which is why you're pushing for this. Which absolutely fucking disgusts me and pisses me off, because this is a remake. You're shitting on someone else's vision. You people didn't make this. This is not Visceral making this remake, it's Motive. And then you have some of the more debatable stuff, like the hydroponics chick surviving for some reason with no weapons, by the way. You have the twist being completely butchered, which I won't spoil just in case you didn't play the game. But let's just say, the way they handled Nicole was incredibly cringe. And again, if you're one of the people who doesn't care about any of this, apparently I'm the guy making things political, and I'm making mountains out of molehills, because at the end of the day, it's a fun game. And look, that's exactly why I didn't make the video, actually, is because at the end of the day, Dead Space is still fun. It's just, the problem is, it's fun because the original game was fun. They didn't make it all that much more fun. So the problem to me is that they only barely surpassed the minimum standards of what I would expect for a remake. Now, unfortunately, given the nature of modern remakes, that makes it one of the best game remakes. I don't know what it is about video game remakes and either being completely unnecessary or shitting on the original, but it seems to happen a lot. So at the end of the day, you're free to buy the game. I bought the game. I don't regret my purchase, but it certainly isn't as good as it should have been. I can see the potential there for it being an improvement on the original, but I have so many various minor issues that it's just not quite there. But it wasn't really worth reviewing because I think most people will probably enjoy it and just ignore the woke shit because everyone's fucking brainwashed anyway, so what's the point in trying to wake them up? Let's just accelerate till society collapses. I think that's a good idea at this point. They should have had like 10 trans women and trans men in that game. I mean, why not, right? I'm just gonna end it there. See you next time, guys.